morning, guys. How you guys doing out there? Well, happy New Year and welcome to Q School in the year 2022. I'm Mataliarzo, the National Technical Sales Support Manager. To my right, I have,
Liam Markey, and I'm the technical sales support.
and to my left, I have.
I'm Joseph Morcosta, and I'm an electrical engineer here.
Definitely, thanks, guys. Well, it's gonna be hard pressed to follow that video because that was a fantastic video. And I mean, I don't know. We should just leave now, guys. I mean, that was pretty much everything in one video. But we're gonna go do a little bit deeper dive into it, talk about it. But before we get there, let's talk about where you can find our previous Q schools that we've done. So if you look at this, we've done it basically from 2020, and the first one, which was the virtual, which is one of our very most popular Q schools and a very popular product today. To the last recent one we did was the Micro 5. And again, log on to our YouTube page, subscribe to it, and you can see all these videos on there. And there's a couple where I kind of star on it, so you can check those out. So give me some extra likes there. All right, guys. So let's talk about where you could find Scene. So today we're going to talk about Scene. If you go into the accessories, you got it right there. You got the Scene dongle. Okay, this is what we're calling it, guys. All right, and then you go ahead, just like the technical information. You got what power supplies we recommend. And then we always have the cut sheet or the master ordering guide. But we kind of always send someone to the master ordering guide because the master ordering guide has all the information on there. For example, it has what app you need to download, what scenes, and how to basically do the whole install. And then you also have the spec sheet that's on there as well. Sorry, my hand was a little quick there, trying to get past what's going on here. All right, so let's dive right into it, guys. So the dongle, okay? So it comes in either a white or black finish, which is kind of goes with our power supplies. You know, we got a QZ that's a black and a white. And the good thing about this, it comes in Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, Joseph.
Yep.
You know, so if you have a Wi-Fi connection, it does come with it. But there's spots sometimes where you don't have a Wi-Fi. So guess what? We have a Bluetooth. You know, so if you look at this is basically the spec sheet right there. You know, it comes with a Con 6 for the power supply. And then if you look over here, if you get a little overview over here, Donna, this is for the static white. Static white has a 2-pin. The adjustable white has a 3-pin. The RGB has a 4-pin for the RGB and a 5-pin for the RGBW. And then the input has a barrel that connects to the power supply. So this is all critical. We're gonna go through basically how to connect everything. Show you guys how you connect from the power supply to the fixture. This is very important, guys. I mean, it's one of the things we have to hammer home here is basically how you put the whole system together and how easy it is. So let's get right into what we're talking about here. So Joseph, tell us what this is compatible with.
Yeah, so one of our main things we were going for when designing this was universal with all of our products. So it is able to be used with all of our static white, our dynamic white, our RGB, and our RGBW strips. The only strips we don't recommend using with is the static white individually addressable and our new warm dim strip.
Correct. Yeah.
So in the chart in the bottom left, we have the light engine as well as the number of outputs.
Correct.
You'll see that the wattage limitations are a bit different for each controller. So the static white only goes up to 60 watts because of thermal issues.
Correct.
That's the one channel output.
I'm glad you mentioned that point because, Liam, we get a lot of calls that people call in and say, hey, you know what, what's the Class 2 requirement? Class 2 requirement is 96 watts. But in this case, for our dongles, we have 60 watts. So it's very critical, and you guys have to understand that our static white, the limitation for the dongle is 60 watts. The warm dim is 96 watts, and adjustable white is 96 watts. RGBW is 96 watts, and the RGB is 96 watts, Liam. So that's very critical because you could still use a 288, connect 3 different dongles, three dongles, and add up to 60 watts. So you kind of like get what you need to get on it. So that's very critical that we're trying to hammer home here is the power requirements on these. So I mean,
yeah. So in the bottom right, we have the compatible power supplies.
Yes.
It's the QZ and the QZLP.
Correct.
It's important that you don't dim the input to the controller.
Correct, because we are coming out, in the future. Future is a QZ that's going to be non-dim.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to also another recommended power supply on these. I want to order this, Liam. How do I order it? Let's go. Tell me.
So when you're ordering this is basically the part number that you would see on our spec sheets or our master ordering guides. Basically, just start with a product, which is this Q app or the dongle. And then you'd want to make sure you pick your connection. So like they said earlier, where it offers in both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Next thing would be the output type. It's basically like what kind of light engines you're using. So if you want a warm dim application and you want it to naturally dim to a lower CCT, then you would pick that warm dim or the WD for the output type.
Yeah. And on that point, Liam, it's great that we have this up there because one of the things you could do, you could actually have 5 different Q dongles. You could have a static white, a warm dim, adjustable white, RGB, and RGBW all in one system. So you could mix and match these, right, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely easy to work with.
Yeah.
Mix and match and keep them all on the same phone. You can set different profiles for them.
Yep. Exactly.
Even set which room they're in within that house or.
Yep. Correct. And then I'll let you finish there, but go ahead with the finishes.
Yeah, so essentially after that you just pick the finish, either white or black. Typically people would like to match that with whatever wire color or whatever power supply they're using, depending on extrusions or power supplies. And then the output would just be that Con 6, which will be that the regular connector that we have.
Exactly, the one kind of I showed in the previous slide here. For example, when you guys order your fixtures or order your strips and you're using the dongle, you have to make sure that the fixture has an input of connector with the Con 6, so it kind of connects it a lot easier. Because the goal here is to kind of make it a user friendly system, right, Joseph. So, for example, if you have a QZ, you have a dongle, and then you also have the fixture, and they all kind of just plug and play. We don't have to do any kind of connections that way. It's pretty straightforward.
Absolutely. Yeah. Another great thing to remember too is when you're picking out the power supply, you'd want to make sure to spec it with a barrel on the end because you're going to have to connect that power supply to the dongle.
Correct.
And
that's
typically
a good point.
The power supplies wouldn't come with a barrel connector.
Exactly. Yep. And if we could always send you guys one if we miss out on that one. So next slide, please. So again, Liam, you're doing such a great job on how you just told me how to order it. Now, how do I set it up? I got a dongle, I got a fixture, I got a power supply. Talk me through this.
Relatively straightforward because we really wanted to go for like a plug and play system. So it's essentially as simple as connecting the power supply, which in the bottom right corner you'll see our little QZLP, and then you'll connect that power supply to the dongle with that barrel connector, and then it's as simple as just connecting the 2 other connectors from the fixture and the dongle together, and the system should be ready to go.
Yep, as long as you have the requirement of the 60 watts for each dongle or the 96 watts for the adjustable and the dynamic and the RGBs as well, So that's one thing we just want to hammer home here again. Just remember, guys. And like I said, if you look at the picture there, you can use a 4-fur, which is one of the accessories of the dongle, where you could connect up to 4 different dongles on that one. So if you need more, obviously you can use some other. We have a 2-4, so you can kind of like keep connecting them down the system.
You could even start to split after that dongle and control multiple fixtures with just one dongle alone.
Exactly, and we'll get into a little bit more how you could connect them and how you could label them and all that stuff as we go down a little further down the slides. So now, here you go, Joseph.
Yeah.
I have the dongle that I selected. I have the fixture. I got the power supply. What do I do next?
So now it's just as easy as downloading any app. So by scanning the QR codes, if you have an iPhone, it's going to redirect you to the App Store on the iPhone. If you have an Android, it's going to go to the Google Play Store.
Nice.
But essentially, you just download the app. It's a free download.
I like the word free.
It works very well with the system.
Nice. And then we're going to show everybody how easy it is to connect in a little bit. So now I downloaded it, okay? Joseph? Talk to me now. How am I going to pair the dongle with the app?
So all of these dongles have a Q button on them. So on the face of the dongle, there's the Q-Trend logo. And by holding down that button, it will begin to flash. So holding down the button is how you enter the reset.
Okay.
So it just takes a couple seconds. So it flashes, and then it will begin flashing once you can see that it's in pairing mode. So now I'm going to go over to the phone. I'm going to add a fixture, and it's going to load for a second. Wait 1 second. There's a static white strip, so you're going to click static white. Enter the Wi-Fi information, confirm that it's blinking, and it will try to add.
It's pretty straightforward too, and it looks like it's pretty quick. The longest time really is to try to connect it, but once it's connected, it's ready to roll.
Exactly. So you'll see that the light stopped flashing.
Yep.
That usually means that it found it.
Yeah. While that's connecting, you can see on the back of the dongle is the part number of the. I don't know if Donna could zoom in on that. If you can, don't worry about it. You can see that you'll have like what it is. Is it Bluetooth? Is it static white? All that kind of good stuff.
Are there any limitations to that Bluetooth with range or anything?
Yeah, so it really just depends on your environment, whether it be like walls or a lot of obstructions like that. But we found like 30 feet if there's a lot of obstructions, or 60 feet in a wide open room is totally
Oh,
fine.
nice.
So now we're going to jump back to talking about the screen real quick. You'll
Yep.
see that it added, it's called a basic name to start, like Static White Strip 2. With that little pen marker, you can change the name so you know what all your lighting fixtures are.
Oh, cool.
And you can assign it to a room, whether it be your living room, bedroom,
Oh,
bathroom,
great! So I
etc.
could change it later. If I edit it now and later decide to put it into the kitchen and back into the library, I could change it. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so it's full flexibility. You can repair it, move it to a different house.
Nice.
Whatever changes in your life, your light's going to adapt to that.
Nice.
So here it just dims on this control screen.
There it goes.
Yeah. So
There
the
it
lighting
goes.
fixture will dim. It's probably a little tough
Joseph,
to
is
see
it
on the
true what I
screen.
heard that the Q there is like an on-off as well?
Yes,
So if I
so-
just click in
so-
the middle.
So pressing the main button will shut off the light.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, so
Liam,
it's-
you know what else I noticed too?
Huh.
You could actually dim the fixture on the app. You don't need a 0 to 10 or a phase dimmer on the wall. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that's nice. If you're sitting on the couch or something and need to
Yeah.
get some mood lighting, it'd be
Exactly.
very easy to just do right from your phone.
Exactly. That eliminates one extra component that people don't have to purchase. Everything's right in the app. You know, so we just showed you everyone how to connect to Wi-Fi. It's pretty straightforward. You saw it basically takes a couple minutes to do the connection either through Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. It's pretty straightforward. Again, you know, there is a master ordering guide. If you guys have any questions, you guys could call us, or you could try it yourself. I mean, it's very self-explanatory. And again, that was connected to Wi-Fi. You could also connect to Bluetooth.
Yeah, so the only real difference on Bluetooth is it won't be asking for that Wi-Fi information.
Exactly.
It doesn't need to connect to your router or anything like that. So in areas where you're worried about having to go by security or things like that, Bluetooth is often the easier option.
Correct, and I'm sure everybody's connected to Bluetooth in this
Exactly.
world, so it's not that you just got to pair it to it. It's pretty straightforward. And we just showed the one for the Static White app here. You know, as you see here, you got like the on-off, and you got the dimming, and you got what the fixture's name in there. So this you got everything in one app there. Pretty straightforward.
Yep.
Now, Liam, I know you talk to me every day. You like try to change the mood of the lighting. You know, from 2700K to 4000K. Now, guess what? We have a warm dim app now too.
Yeah, this warm dim is great because it really just allows you to be able to control the dimming from your hand
Yeah.
or from your phone,
Exactly.
depending on where you are.
Yeah.
And it'll just naturally dim to a lower CCT as you get.
Definitely. So all the smarts are built inside the dongle, right, guys? I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
like we're eliminating the dimming feature on the outside. That's
Yeah.
fantastic there. And then we also have adjustable white, Joseph here.
Yeah, so here's the adjustable white. It works with all the same strips essentially, but instead of just being able to control the intensity and the dimming, and the color happening accordingly, you're able to control the color as well as the dimming separately.
Exactly. And you got the color wheel there, like you said, where you could kind of dial in the color temperature that you want, and you could also like the intensity. So let's just demonstrate that real quick here.
Yeah, so the color wheel, you can slide from cool to warm on the Q.
Yep.
And the light will change accordingly.
Yep.
It might be a little hard to see on that
Yeah,
camera.
you know, you guys just have to take our word for it. All right, now we're going to talk about my favorite one, the RGB and the RGBW, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the one I love the most because it does eliminate a lot of other components that we do get calls on. So, for example, our standard one for DMX, you know, you need like a decoder.
Yep.
All the DMX smarts are built into this thing. So it's a fantastic tool. For example, you got for the RGB, you can change the color, and then again, we're using our Q there to change the color on the color wheel there, you know. And again, on off obviously tells that. And for the RGBW, you could always add a little bit color you want. So you can basically create your own color with this color wheel, right? Is that true, Joseph?
Yeah, we have quite a lot of options of color.
Yeah, definitely.
And it really allows the end user to be able to change whatever color they want for that room. Because I know with DMX systems sometimes it can be a little tricky with the programming, the wiring, everything else that comes along with it.
Yeah, and we know about the DMX calls, Liam, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So now, Joseph, talk to me about the scenes here. I mean, I know, like, you know, I've heard rumors that this is something great. Like, talk to me about it.
Yeah, so once you've connected all your lighting, you have a whole lot of fixtures going on in your house. You have a whole list of fixtures. It might look a little complicated, and you might want to simplify yourself with some presets.
Exactly.
So basically, scenes allow you to group up your fixtures, allow you to select different ones, whether it be adjustable white, RGB. You can add however many you like.
So if I have in a room, I have a fixture to the left, fixture to the right. and fixture in the center, I could basically put them all together and make them all different colors too, right?
Yeah, so you can set them up with some kind of a pattern. You can set them up to change. You can set them up all the same
Oh wow.
color. There's a
And
lot
I
of
can mix
options.
match too. I could have an adjustable white, a static white, and RGBW all in one scene, correct?
Yeah, so there's a lot of versatility to this feature, and I definitely think the users will enjoy playing with it.
Cool, cool.
I think marketing has a good video showing its features for us.
Oh yeah, definitely. Here it is right here, matter of fact.
Yeah, so it looks like we have a conference room.
Yep.
And I know in a lot of business cases, people have specific presets, whether it be for the morning meeting or a different holiday or things like that.
Exactly. Yep. And you notice here you got one in, you got coves, you got one in the, like in the library there, and everything's just pretty much different fixtures telling it to do different things.
Yeah, so it's as simple as adding all the fixtures that you've already paired. You're going to see a list of them, and you essentially just pick what colors you want them to be, and then you will see that color in the room.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. So this is definitely something that people are definitely going to love.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you on that one.
Yeah, I know it seems like a little bit of a hassle setting it up, but once it's all set up, you have every possible option you want at the click of one button. You know?
I agree, and we do have it in our master ordering guide, pretty much how to connect, do all this. Again, if you guys have any questions on how to do this, definitely give us a call. But this is a great video because it tells you everything you need to know about what we just talked about.
Yeah.
You know, let's talk about automations. Like what am I looking at here, buddy?
Yeah, so these tie in with scenes pretty well, but essentially it just kind of adds some intelligence to your scenes. So basically, if you would like your scenes to be activated, whether it be at sunset, at a specific time, when you're waking up, when you're coming home from work, this allows you to have changes happen automatically. So
Oh wow,
it allows you to
definitely.
automate your house lighting.
Nice. So if I forget to turn it on at 6 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock at night, you can do it all on this.
Yeah, exactly. You can have your
that's
lights wake you up
fantastic.
daily. And
What
it
if
can
the
definitely
weather
help.
outside isn't as bright as it typically would be?
Yeah, so we have the ability to respond to whether it be changing in weather, whether it's raining outside or things like that, different triggers.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. I mean, this is definitely another great feature. Again, like I said, you know, if you guys have any questions when you guys go to download this, give us a call. We'll walk you through it. Liam, talk to me about Alexa and Google, buddy.
Yeah, it's actually compatible with both Alexa and Google. So it makes it really easy if your hands are full ever that you could just say, "Hey Alexa, turn the lights on" as you're coming in the door. Or if you needed to dim down the intensity, you could say, "Hey Alexa, dim the lights." Makes
Nice.
it very straightforward.
Great. Definitely. I mean, everybody knows about Amazon, Alexa, and Google Assistant. So, I mean, you know, if it works for those,
Yeah,
it's perfect
Yeah.
for us. All right, now where to find extra resources on this? Because you know, like yeah, we're always available 24 hours. Anybody can call us. But if we're not available, we're doing something. There's always on our website here where we kind of created Joseph a frequently asked questions. I mean,
Yeah.
this is something someone always calls in or they're gonna call in. We already kind of anticipating questions on this.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of try to set it up where they could kind of like have an area to go there.
Yeah, so this document basically started with a lot of the initial questions we were getting, but it's definitely going to evolve over time.
Correct.
You know,
Yeah.
improve to answer.
Yeah, I'm
people's
sure as we
questions.
get questions, we'll keep adding to that. So that's one of the good things about that.
Agreed.
So now, you know, like I said, marketing did a fantastic job in the first video. So it made our job a little bit harder. But I think we kind of like went over everything. Now we're going to see if we have any questions out there.
Leslie wants to know if you can do multiple 96-watt loads on a single scene controller.
So no, a scene controller can have up to 96 watts on it.
Ira asked the question whether a wall-mounted DMX controller can be paired with this system. So the end consumer would have the option of a wall controller or the app.
So the stick is independent of the dongle. So the answer would be no.
Okay. Somebody's asking if the color is always controlled by the run as opposed to foot by foot.
So that's going to depend on, like, for example, it's not a chasing.
Yeah,
so, for example, if they wanted to foot by foot, they would need to have a dongle for every foot that they kind of put it on.
Yeah, that would be more of an individually addressable system.
Correct.
This is more of a run.
But you could actually have it so have different scenes for each dongle and kind of like make the color like that. So that is doable, but
it's something that you want to plan for ahead when you're actually creating the system.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Somebody wants to know if there's any way to marry the app with a central home lighting control system or a commercial control system.
So not presently, but we have a few things in the works that we're working on.
Somebody wants to know if the Wi-Fi connection requires a specific gigahertz or whether it work with 2.4 and 5.0.
2.4 is preferred.
Somebody's asking about IP20 only, or if we're going to come out with a wet location.
Right now it is IP20 only.
Somebody wants to know how far the dongle can be from the fixtures.
The fixture, the dongle needs to be as close as possible to the fixture, because we have a Con 6 going from the fixture to that, so we're trying to make it a seamless connection. All right, so another thing I want to say, final thoughts, is our dongle is for our fixtures. We haven't really tested with other fixtures, so just make sure that when you purchase our dongle, it is with our fixtures. So, and any other questions out there?
So you can have multiple
Go in.
multiple dongles
Yes.
on one scene.
Yes.
That was Leslie's question.
I thought it was. Wait. Which question?
The first one?
Yeah.
The
She
96
said,
watt one?
how do we do multiple 96 watt loads on a single scene controller?
Yeah, so as long as you're not exceeding 96 watts per dongle, you're fine. You can have as many
Correct.
dongles as you want connected to the app.
Yeah, there's
I
not.
think that was the question.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I misunderstood that.
All right, maybe we want to clarify that. So you could have multiple 96 watt dongles on a scene. So if Leslie, if you have any questions other than that, you could give me a call. You got my personal number there, so give me a call. We'll give you some extra information.
Ian's clever question. Ian wants to know why you're all wearing black.
We're all wearing black.
We just like to look stylish.
We want to bring out the Q. We want to bring out the Q in the background. That's why.
Uniforms look professional.
Cool. Any other questions? Cool. I think then we're done, guys. Good job.
Wonderful.
Cool.